I am Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, commander of armies, the most powerful man on earth. And yet, I was never the center of anything. If I fell dead on the battlefield, Rome would march on. If I vanished overnight, the sun would still rise. The days would follow their course, as they always have. And you? Do you think you are different? You scroll through your screen, watching the world spin in front of you. You believe the universe is secretly conspiring to meet your desires, that your boss, your friends, your partner, even strangers must play their part in your story. You think you are the star, and everyone else is a background actor. Stop deceiving yourself. You are not the center of the universe. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you will discover a freedom few ever taste. Because life does not bow to pride. It did not bow to mine when I sat on Rome's golden throne. It will not bow to yours when you imagine yourself irreplaceable. Here, in the Philosopher's Labyrinth, I, Marcus Aurelius, together with Confucius, master of harmony, and Isaac Newton, the father of gravity, will remind you of a truth you resist. The world does not revolve around you. The center of gravity is not your belly button. And strangely, this is good news, for it is precisely here, in this humility, that you can find balance, purpose, and peace.
Why are you standing there, firmly on the ground, instead of floating like a balloon in the wind? Gravity. It does not ask for your surname, check your bank account, or count the applause you receive. It pulls you down the same way it pulls a stone, a falling apple, or even the moon itself. I am Isaac Newton, and I wrote this force into a law both simple and merciless. Every object in the universe attracts every other object with a force proportional to their masses and inversely proportional to the square of their distance. Sounds complicated? Look at the everyday world. Apples fall, rain pours, your body stays grounded. Planets dance around stars, not around your ego. In simple words, everything influences everything, but nothing is the absolute center. Not me, not Marcus Aurelius, not you. And since you are here, held down by the same law that holds the cosmos together, do something that is entirely within your reach. Subscribe to this channel right now, hit the bell and leave your like, so this conversation will keep reaching you. And tell me in the comments, what keeps your feet on the ground when your ego tries to float away?
Do you believe people should orbit around you, like planets circling the sun? If you think this way, I must tell you, you are already off course. I am Confucius, a master of harmony. I spent my life observing villages, families, and empires, and I saw that true social peace is not born when one individual imposes himself above all others, but when each person knows their place, fulfills their role, and, most importantly, respects the place of the other. Life is a vast, delicate web of interdependence, and the smallest selfish tug on one thread can shake the entire structure. In the heavens, gravity keeps the stars in their perfect dance. Among men, that gravity is called respect. It is the invisible force that prevents social chaos. But when one person insists on being the center, balance is broken. The father who demands to be the center of his family, the ruler who believes the nation exists only for his glory, the friend who expects every sacrifice to be made for his benefit. When balance breaks, everything begins to collapse. Trust, friendship, even dignity itself. Arrogance is like trying to defy gravity. You may rise for a brief moment, feeling yourself above everyone else. But sooner or later, the fall will come, and it will be painful.
You may collect victories, titles, wealth, but all of it is a flame in the night wind. One breath, and it is gone. Those who live believing they are the center suffer twice, once in the illusion and again in the fall. Stoicism reminds us of a natural order that asks for no permission to exist. Just as gravity keeps planets in orbit, other forces hold life in balance. Time, duty, necessity, death. Ignore them if you wish, but they will not ignore you. I sat on the throne, surrounded by gold and flatterers, and I whispered to myself, "You are mortal, you are dust," not to shrink me, but to prevent me from losing myself. Look at the night sky, billions of stars. How many know your name? None. And yet, they shine, they move, they endure. The lesson is simple. You do not need to be the center to be necessary.
Do you want to understand what it means not to be the center? Look at the orbits. The moon orbits the earth orbits the sun orbits the center of the galaxy. There is no humiliation in this. There is order. The beauty is not in being the center, but in belonging to the system without tearing it apart. Gravity is democratic. It acts the same on kings and on beggars. It is the invisible thread stitching the cosmos together. Think of the tides rising and falling under the pull of the moon. Think of the satellites circling the Earth, guiding your location, your calls, your forecasts. None of this happens because someone wished it. It happens because a law does not negotiate. And here your fantasy dissolves. You may desire to be the center, but the universe does not bargain with delusions. It only honors its laws.
Do you truly want to live well? Then learn the weight of the word role. Not the role of an actor on a stage, but your role in the great drama of life. The father who forgets he is a father and tries to befriend his own ego loses the respect of his child and himself. The ruler who forgets he is there to serve and instead becomes a servant to his own power turns into a tyrant, and tyranny always falls. The young man who demands respect without offering it loses precisely what he demands. Your role in life is not a privilege, it is a responsibility. It is your orbit. Look at a tree. It grows toward the sky, but it never rips out the roots that hold it to the earth. So must a person grow. Aspire high, but keep your feet grounded in humility and respect. Do not desire to be the center of the room, the loudest voice, the one everyone turns to see. Desire instead to be the person whose presence strengthens the community, the one the room quietly values. When you understand your role, you find peace. And when you find peace, you realize you do not need the spotlight to matter. Your influence becomes like gravity itself, invisible, but powerful enough to keep everything in place.
When you accept your true size before the universe, two truths appear. First, you do not need the burden of controlling everything. Second, true greatness is not in being remembered, but in being useful. I commanded legions, but my hardest victory was always over myself. To tame impulse, to silence vanity, to act with reason. That is power. If you want freedom, do not fight to be the center. Fight to be whole. Integrity does not depend on attention. It depends on choice. No one is an exception. Not the Emperor of Rome, not you. And if there is a law that places us all in our rightful place, a law that does not bend, it was described by Newton. Get used to this humility. It does not weaken, it sustains.
Some ask me, then is there no space for the individual? There is, but the space of the individual must acknowledge the forces around him, like a sailor navigating a river with a current. You can row, choose the shore, even build a bridge. But to ignore the current is the fastest way to drown. Gravity reminds us of what is real. It teaches the body to be honest with the ground, and honesty with the ground is the foundation of any flight worth taking. So, if this conversation is anchoring you, do something that is truly in your control. Subscribe, ring the bell, leave your like, and tell me in the comments what pulls you back to reality when your ego tries to float away.
Many fear that if they cease to be the center, they will lose their relevance, their voice, their very identity. But a river is not defined by being the center of the valley. It is defined by the strength and clarity with which it runs its course, by the life-giving water it offers to everything it touches. Your importance is not in being a sun that demands all to revolve around you. It is in being water that irrigates, soil that nourishes, a seed that germinates, a hand that builds. True influence is not gained through shouts of power, but through the quiet consistency of those who act with virtue. A person of integrity does not demand the world to bow to them. They seek balance, the kind that keeps them in harmony with the world. When you embrace your role, you discover your strength, and in that humility, knowing you are part, not the whole, your life finally finds a center that does not move: purpose, duty, integrity. True power is not forcing life to bend to your will. It is bending yourself harmoniously into life's flow with respect and dignity. Your light does not need to be the sun. It can be like a star, shining quietly, faithfully in its own orbit. That is what makes the heavens so beautiful.
Newton showed us that gravity is impartial. It binds kings and beggars alike, planets and pebbles without exception. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that even the most dazzling throne is fastened to the same earth where the humblest man walks. And Confucius revealed that harmony is the invisible gravity of human life. Respect, duty, and balance are what hold us together. So hear this truth. The world does not revolve around you. And that is not a punishment. It is the gift that makes existence stable, beautiful, and enduring. You are not the center, but you are part of something infinitely greater, a cosmos where every star matters, a community where every soul has a role, a symphony where every note has its place. And perhaps that is the greatest privilege of all, not to be the sun, but to be a star that shines in harmony with the universe, not to command, but to belong. If these words have grounded you, then act. Subscribe now. Activate the bell. Leave your mark with a like, and share in the comments which voice resonated most within you. The discipline of Marcus Aurelius, the reason of Newton, or the harmony of Confucius. And don't stop here. The labyrinth of philosophers has many doors, and each one hides another illusion waiting to be unmasked. In these final seconds, choose your path. Click the video beside this one and continue the journey deeper into the maze, where more truths and more shadows await.